Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Victoria and today we're going to be doing my September TBR. I am so excited for fall. It is my favorite season. I am not a shorts person. I like sweaters, I like leggings, I like cozy, which makes no sense why I moved to the south. So this is gonna be my first southern fall. So I'm hoping it at least gives me some fall vibes. So, because right now, this week, it's been 90 degrees. Which is not fall, but I'm hopeful. And I do go back to my parents in Connecticut for 2 weeks for my brother's wedding. So that's gonna give me the fall vibes. His wedding's in the Adirondacks. I'm really excited about it. It's gonna be beautiful. So really excited about that, but TBR time. You guys know I suck at TBRs. I'm really bad at sticking to them, but I really like making them. So I'm gonna continue to do so because this is my channel and I make the rules. So let's just get into the books. As always, we're going to start with new releases because that's just the way I do it here. So I have Wild Eyes by Elsie Silver, which comes out September 3rd. Definitely gonna be picking this up as soon as possible. Very excited for this one. I absolutely adored Wild Love, which is right there. I loved Wild Love. It really surprised me how much I loved it, but it was fabulous. Definite 5 stars. And I really love the single dad trope, so I'm very excited for a whole series of just single dads. That sounds up my alley. All of the ARC reviews that I've seen have been really positive, so very hopeful, very excited. We'll be picking that up immediately. Then another one that I will be picking up day it comes out, if not earlier, if I can finagle my way into a ARC, but Pucking Sweet by Emily Rath comes out on September 24th. I'm going to drop everything. This is one of my most anticipated releases ever. I have been wanting more of this Jacksonville Ray's world. Pucking Around was one of my all-time favorite books last year, and it is a masterpiece, that book. And I also really liked Pucking Wild, but that one was MF. And so I'm really excited to go back into Polly. Pucking Sweet is gonna be an MMF. So excited, so excited. I think it's also Accidental Pregnancy. I trust Emily Rath implicitly that she's not going to let me down with this book. I am so excited. Then we have a book that I will actually be getting an ARC of, and that is Temptation Trails by Kingsley, which comes out on September 12th. This is the 3rd book in the Haven Brothers series, and I think it's Single Mom. Is that wrong? I think it's Single Mom, and I think that, I know it's romantic suspense, but I think that the hero is like the sheriff or the police in the town. So I am a huge Claire Kingsley fan. Her Bailey Brothers series is one of my top favorite series of all time. So very excited to have a new book from her. I love the way she writes. I love her small towns, and I'm very excited for Temptation Trails. That is a tongue twister. Then one that I have on my TBR as a new release, but I don't know if I'm actually gonna be able to read it in September because I don't know if the audiobook comes out in September, but I have Fear the Flames by Olivia Rose Darling. So I heard Tori from Novel Life talk about this book, and she read it in the beginning of the year when it was still indie published. Then Olivia Rose Darling took the book away. You can't get it anymore as an indie book, and it got picked up by a publisher, and it's coming out in September. And I don't like to pre-order books from new to me authors. It's just not a thing that I do because I only buy books that I've already read. But I saw this character art and I had to. I was like, are you kidding me? And then I saw that if you pre-ordered the book and then submitted your pre-order, that you could get this character art as a print and they would send it to you for free. And I need this art in my life. I don't think I have ever pre-ordered a book just because of the art, but this one got me. So I very much want to read Fear the Flames. It's dragons, it's fantasy romance, but that's all I know about it. And I know that Tori loved it, and I trust Tori and her recommendations. So I have it on my TBR, but I don't know if the audiobook is going to come out in September. I know that Olivia Rose Darling has said that there will be an audiobook for it. I just don't know if it's simultaneous release. So if it is simultaneous release, I will be picking that one up in September. That's it for the new releases. Then for books that are already out in the world that I want to read in September, I have Where We Promise by Ashley Munoz. This was on my TBR a couple of months ago when the audiobook finally came out, and I just never got to it. I think it came out, I said a couple of months ago, I think it came out August 1st, and I just never got to it in August. But it's on Hoopla, and the 4th book in the series, the audiobook for that one, comes out in September. So if I'm in a groove, I might end up reading the 4th book also, but I know that for sure I want to read the 3rd book. This one, what I know about it, so this series is Motorcycle Clubs. It's fabulous. I love this series, but this one I'm the most concerned about because it's going to be messy. It's going to be angsty. So the hero in this one is the head of a motorcycle club, and then the heroine is pregnant with another man's baby. And the other man is like in his motorcycle club. So it's gonna be messy. It's gonna be angsty. But I'm intrigued by it. I'm excited. I loved the rest of the first 2 books in the series, so I'm really hopeful that I'll love this one too. I don't know if this is a new release or if it's just releasing on audio for the first time, but we have Devotion by Kayla Rain and Meg Ann, which is actually a novella, I believe, and it is a novella that's associated with the Make Games War. The Make Games War. But it takes place after Make Games' death, I believe. So I love the Make Games series, I love the Make Games world, I should say, because there are 3 Make Games series. They each follow 4 books, and then they all take place in the same world, and they're like in a timeline, so you should like start with war, then pestilence, then death. And then next year we're getting Make Games Apocalypse, which I'm so excited for. But I love this world. I love Make Games War, might be my favorite. Death is also so freaking good, but I think Make Games War is my favorite. And I'm really excited to be back with these characters, have a novella about them taking place a lot later, after the events of pestilence and death. So I think it'll be really, really good. I need more Kayla Rain and Meg Ann because, again, Apocalypse doesn't come out until next year, and that seems so far, so I want more from them. And if you've never listened to a Kayla Rain and Meg Ann audiobook, what are you doing with your life? Because all of the Make Games audiobooks are full cast narration. Every single character has a different narrator, and they all have accents, and it's so sexy, and I love it so, so much. So I'm very excited to be back with these characters from War because the accents, they're so good. It's very, very excited. But it's called Devotion. Then I have another fantasy romance on here. I have not really read any fantasy romance this year, so it's ambitious of me to have 2 on my TBR. But The Veiled Kingdom by Holly Renee comes out on audio in September. And I have heard such good things about this book, and I literally know nothing about it. I've just heard people talk about how good it is and how much it surprised them. So I don't really want to know anything. You guys know me, I don't like really to know anything about my books before I go into them. I usually take other people's recommendations or based on the author or anything like that, or like things teasers that I see on Instagram or something like that. So I've seen a lot of people talk about how good The Veiled Kingdom is, and with fall I tend to read more fantasy romance, so I'm hoping that I can get to it. I've been waiting for the audio to come out, so now that it finally is, I'm really excited and hope that I can pick it up. Then the last book that I have on my TBR is Blitz by Devney Perry. So I haven't read a Devney Perry book. I was gonna say I haven't read a Devney Perry book in a while, but that's not true because I read Crossroads and I loved it. But I haven't read an indie Devney Perry book in a while because the series that she's been publishing has been the first one is called Coach, and then you have Blitz, and then the third one's called Rally. It just came out, and I haven't read this series because I bought the audiobook of Coach when it first came out, and then I started it and I couldn't get into it, and it just like wasn't really for me. So I know these ones are standalones or can be read as standalones. So I think I'm just gonna DNF the first one. Maybe eventually I'll go back to it later if in a different mood or whatever, but it was months and months and months ago when it first came out that I might have even been last year that I started it and then was just like, this is not connecting with me. So I'm going to just ignore that and just go into the second one, which is Blitz, because I missed Devney Perry's writing in my life and I want it back. So I don't really know anything about this one. I know it's sports romance. I hope that I love it, and I hope it doesn't become a Coach situation of me not connecting to it, but I'm really excited about it. So that's the last book, published book, that's on my TBR. But in August, in the end of August, I got back into reading Hermione fanfiction. And so I would like to continue that into September. I have a few that I've like written down, but with Hermione fanfiction, it's just kind of like vibes. So because there is everything out there with Hermione fanfiction, I never really know what mood I'm in until I'm in that mood. So I never know like what I want to read until it like hits me and I'm like, today is the day I will read The Auction. And I'm hoping that that happens in September. So I want to read more Hermione fanfiction. So I wrote down 2 possibilities. We have The Auction and we have Breath Mints and Battle Scars. I might have already read Breath Mints and Battle Scars. I don't remember. I have to go back and like read the beginning of it because I don't mark them on Goodreads. So I have to see, I don't remember what the titles of the ones that I've read are. So I have to go back because that title sounds familiar, but I don't know if it's just because I've heard the title a lot or if it's because I actually read it. So I have to decide on that one. But The Auction, I know for sure I haven't read. I read the like synopsis of it and I know for sure that one I haven't read. So I have, if you have any like must read Hermione fanfictions, leave them in the comments because I need all the good ones. So I know the like major ones like Draco Malfoy and the mortifying ordeal of being in love, or Love in the Time of Zombie Apocalypse, or Love and Other Historical Accidents. So like those ones, the like chunky long ass ones, Measure of a Man, those are all like, I've already downloaded them. It's just like, again, it's when it hits for me. But if you have any like more niche, if you're really into Hermione fanfiction and you have one that like not a lot of people talk about on like Instagram or people like the romance community that got into Hermione, please leave them in the comments because I need more, because Devney Perry recommended me Bloody, Slutty, and Pathetic and I'm obsessed with it. So that's one of the ones that I read in August and I freaking loved it. So if you have others like that, because that was the first time I'd ever heard of that one, was when Devney told me about it and was like, you should read this one. So if you have others like that where you like don't see them mentioned very often, please leave them in the comments because I need all the Hermione. And coming off of Bloody, Slutty, and Pathetic, if you have Submissive Draco, please DM me, leave it in the comments, whatever it is. I need the submissive Draco in my life, okay? Okay, so that's it for the TBR. That was the last thing that I had. So September is hopefully gonna be a good month. Like I said, my brother's wedding is in the beginning of September, so I'll be back in Connecticut for 2 weeks. I will be pre-filming, so I hopefully will still have my 1 video a week thing in September. I'm planning a vlog, which I hope goes well. So that vlog will probably be filmed at my parents' house on my phone. Really, really sorry if the quality is not as good for that one, but that's my plan. But other than that, I have some fun videos planned. I have some exciting things going on in September, and I hope to get back into a routine at the end of September, or might just like say fuck routine and get back to routine in October, because I think October is the first month that I'd like, oh, I was gonna say October is the first month I don't have anything going on. That's a lie. I'm going on 2 trips and I'm seeing a concert in October. Fuck routine. Who needs a routine? For weaklings. So anyway, I'm hoping September is a good month. I hope that you have a great reading month, and that's gonna be it for today's video. So like this video if you liked it, subscribe, stick around, see more content from me, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.